So welcome to this month's Lunch and Learn session, Life in the Fast Lane. Today we're going to be talking about how to fit healthy living into busy lifestyles. So wouldn't it be nice to have every day be one of those perfect days, you know, the kind of day that includes a peaceful walk in the park, heart-pounding exercise, few fun, playful hours, healthy, delicious food at each meal, all the good stuff. And while somewhere in a far-off land that may be reality, but here on planet Earth it's not, most of us spend our days meeting deadlines at work, shuffling kids to and from school, sports, you name it, and hoping to have the chance to actually sit down for a meal. Finding the time to work out and cook healthy meals is easily pushed to the wayside in our ordinary, busy lives. But sneaking it in isn't impossible if you prioritize it. So today we're going to discuss some simple and easy to follow strategies and small changes that can add up to big results. So first off, why is the idea of not having time to be healthy a myth? And it's a myth because each of us have developed personal habits as we've aged through life. And though each habit means relatively little on its own, over time, the meals we order, how often we exercise, and even the way we organize our thoughts and work routines have enormous impacts on our productivity, financial security, health, and happiness. And each of us has the power to reset our routines, making the time to be healthy. So if you're feeling stressed, overweight, tired, and fed up with feeling as if you're not in control of your own life, then you need to shake things up and change what you're doing. When a person changes their habits, they in turn change their routine and how they spend their time. So we have to stop justifying our bad habits and work to create new ones. So since we all know what is keeping us busy, whether it's deadlines, overloaded schedules, or just anything that has you jumping from one task to the next without pause, and leaving you wondering at the end of the day where the day went, we're just going to dive in and talk about ways to change our ingrained behaviors. So first off, when getting started on anything, you want to get organized. So at work, a planner or to-do list, massively increases your efficiency. Similarly, when you write down your goals, time it according to what works for you. And unless you schedule it in a way that is convenient, you will find yourself pushing it away or making excuses. Record every little thing that you want to get done. And this would be errands, appointments, workout, food that you need to pick up at the grocery store, you name it. And then carry your agenda wherever you go. And then that way you can write things down that you need to do or buy as you think of them. And with a crazy busy lifestyle, it's easy to forget things that you want to accomplish. So, simply making a list can help you to clear your head and make you feel more focused and organized. And then next you want to create an action plan. In addition to making a broader list of everything you want to accomplish, it's helpful to narrow down that list and set specific goals at the beginning of the week to help you focus on what you want to accomplish each day. So set 2 to 3 small goals or concrete action steps every week that can help you to progress your larger long-term goals, such as weight loss or improving your overall fitness level. And make sure you do it at a time when you can think clearly and focus so that you can really prioritize what you want to accomplish. And it's important to set goals that are specific and realistic. And just like you're creating your action plan, you want to plan out your workouts. So you can try programming them for the week into a monthly calendar so that you know exactly which days that you're going to exercise. And then just like you write down your meetings, appointments, coffee dates, schedule your workouts. And it's also not enough to just write it down and be done with it. You do actually have to show up in order to progress towards your long-term goals. And then next, just like it's essential to map your workouts, it's also incredibly helpful to plan your meals ahead of time rather than just winging it. If you've got a plan in place, you're less likely to grab for those convenience foods that can derail your progress, or the fast food that you pick up while you're driving home. And there are plenty of menu organizer apps out there that can help you plan out your week and create your grocery list so that you do have all the items to make your meals. And all this planning and getting organized, I'm sure it sounds familiar to everyone because it is talked about in Habit 3 of Stephen Covey's 7 Habits. Put first things first, where it talks about the 4 quadrants. And remember, you want to focus and spend the majority of your time in quadrant 2, which is mainly planning and preparation. So now that we're organized, let's talk about how to find the time to fit everything in. So what do? You want to do the most important thing first every day. Which sounds simple, but most of us don't do it. Probably a lot of us are too busy hitting the snooze button. So instead, try working out at the start of your day. And this can make you feel energized, motivated, and accomplished before it's even 7 o'clock in the morning. And working out first, almost eliminates the possibility for cancellation or the chance that anything more important or urgent might come up and get in the way. Next, you want to track, where does your time go? Because we're all busy and we're jumping from thing to thing, but when we reach the end of the day and we're like, what happened? Where, I had all this planned. What happened to all the time that I had planned to do it? So for a couple days, keep a journal. Write down what you do, what time you do it, not just how long it takes. So if you stayed an extra hour at work, add it in from 5:30 to 6:30. Or if you hit the snooze button, indicate the actual times. And then next you want to evaluate. Does anything surprise you? Are you hitting the snooze button and sleeping longer than you thought you were? If that's the case, there's an extra 10 to 20 minutes of found time. Are you staying late at work consistently? Maybe you could try to stay 45 minutes instead of your hour. Or try to make a commitment to leave on time 1 day a week. And then that way you can use the time to make a healthy dinner. Sometimes those extra minutes won't jump out at you quite so easily. So when you're reviewing your time journal, look for things like what tasks took longer than they should have. Do you push your priorities aside to do things that seem urgent but maybe aren't? And what are you doing that someone else could be doing? What can you say no to? How can you delegate stuff around the house so your family helps? And then you want to cut down on your to-do list. Do you overestimate what's realistic to get done in a day? Highly successful people often have very short to-do lists. And then when you create your to-do list, pretend you only have 80% of the time you think you do to get it all done. and that can keep you from overloading yourself. You want to set clear priorities at the start of each day, so you know what you need to finish by the end of it. And then write down everything that should get done, then edit it down to only a top few, and make sure they include your health goals. And then exercise is what we're going to talk about next, and it doesn't have to mean going for a run or to the gym. Any activity counts, and the goal is to avoid sitting for prolonged periods. Let go of the idea that it needs to be an hour of aerobics class or spinning or a several-mile power walk. It doesn't. There are great benefits from all activities for any amount of time. And all your steps add up. So where do you start? So you want to spread it out. While you should aim to get a workout in a few days per week, sometimes it isn't possible. On days when you don't have an hour for the gym, make sure to get more movement in throughout the day. And you can do this by playing with your kids, taking the stairs, walking instead of driving to close by errands. What I've committed to trying to do is go up and down the stairs every hour. So it's not a big thing, but instead of sitting at my desk all day, I get up and down the stairs. And then also try to get your strength moves in. And this could be doing squats while you're waiting for water to boil, or try doing lunges from room to room instead of walking. Though that might not be quite a good idea in the office, you might get laughed at. And hammer out a few quick triceps dips on the couch every time you pass by. These little things add up quickly. After going by the couch 3-4 times and trying to do that, you'll definitely feel the burn. And then get up early to work out before you go to your job in the morning. Because working out first thing in the morning not only wakes you up and gives you extra energy throughout the day, but also allows you to get your workout out of the way so you can focus on your other tasks. And you want to try working out at your desk. If you find yourself sitting there all day, try to make it a point to stand up, walk around, stretch your muscles, and take a 5-minute break to do some stretches. Even while you're working at your desk, you can get a core workout by actively sitting up, pulling your chest muscles towards the ceiling, and contracting your abdominal muscles. And next, I'm sure all of you are kind of familiar quite often, and did you know we have different ways to go green? So another option to, get a little extra exercise in is to go green with your transportation. So instead of driving to and from the office, you could try biking, walking, or running a couple times a week. And that, changing the way you commute is a great way to stay active and even help save the environment while you're at it. Or if you take a bus or a train to the office, I apologize. If you're on the bus, you can maybe walk a little bit farther and get on a stop later than usual, or get off a stop earlier. And the walking will help to build calories, reduce anxiety, and help to strengthen your bones. Another place to start would be to sign up for an exercise class. Because exercising alone may not be the quickest way to get healthy, because it can seem overwhelming, or, depending on what you're doing, it might even seem a little boring. So try to get a jump start by signing up for various classes and experimenting with workouts to see what you like the best. And also, if you pay for the class, you're going to have that added commitment of, you didn't want to waste money on the class, so you're going to go. Next, let's discuss some practical tips to getting exercise in. You could try interval training. Busy schedules often means that working out kind of gets deprioritized. But you actually don't need more than 20 minutes to get a great workout. In fact, short bursts of high-intensity exercises can actually be more effective. So instead of promising to hit the gym tomorrow, hop on the treadmill, do some sprints, and then enjoy your post-workout energy boost. Plus, the regular exercise will help you sleep better. And then there are the days where no matter what you do, there really isn't time for a workout. But that doesn't mean you can't exercise at all. And while trying desk exercises might sound a little goofy and even feel a little bit funny at first, doing the exercises at your desk is a great way to sneak fitness into your day. And there is a PDF available on the My S2 Tech homepage if you'd like to try some out. We did go over some of them in a previous Lunch and Learn. So they're all out there if you want to check them out. Another practical tip to getting started is to rent a gym locker. Though packing a gym bag doesn't really take that long. It's something easy that you'll be like, oh, I don't have time to pack it right now. I'll just come home after work and grab it. Or you're running out and you forget your shoes. And, a couple times blowing it off or forgetting pieces of things that you need can lead into, next thing you know, a month went by and you didn't go. So if this sounds familiar or, even likely to happen to you, renting a gym locker may be a smart move. It can be a little expensive, but it gets rid of those excuses. And if you have back trouble, it can help to prevent the back pain from carrying your overly heavy gym bag. Another thing you could do if carving out 45 minutes simply isn't feasible in the morning, do a 15-minute body weight workout. Because muscles help to burn fat even when you're not actively exercising. And I'm sure all of us, the average job requires sitting in front of a computer for the majority of the day. And while average, I mean all of us sitting on this call. And then you add that to sitting down for dinner, sitting down and driving, sitting down and watching TV to unwind after a long day. All of it adds up to sitting for 70% of the average weekday. So try to sneak in some exercise by running errands on foot, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, parking a little bit farther away. The little things, because all those extra steps will add up. And then, while you are binge watching your favorite show at night, when Netflix comes up, are you still there? Want to watch another episode? It's easy to just hit yes and not realize that over an hour's gone by. So instead of just sitting there while you're watching TV, try to do some stretches or body weight exercises while you're watching your show. And most cardio machines at the gym also have TVs or some kind of entertainment. So you can exercise and binge watch The Office. And if time is of the essence, you want to try a routine that targets your entire body instead of just one area. So you could do something like using kettlebells or experimenting with push-up variations, burpees, jump rope. Swimming is a great alternative. Just something that's going to get your whole body involved. And then, if you start getting bored with your workout, you're a lot less likely to do it. So try to keep things interesting by trying different classes or workouts in general. So if your typical default exercise is running, maybe try a spinning class. Or you typically lift weights, maybe you could try Pilates. Just try to mix it up to kind of keep it interesting. And I'm sure some of us on the call committing to an exercise class for the month, or any kind of heavy duty exercise commitment is a little bit more aggressive than what we're ready for. So let's talk about some simple ways to get started. Just little ways to add a few extra steps or something into your day to help get you on the right track. So simple way that we talked about or just kind of slightly mentioned, park further away from your destination. And this is an easy way to squeeze a little bit more physical activity in. So park a few parking spaces farther out. Or if you're going to go to the bathroom at the office, maybe see if there's a longer scenic route you can take through the office. Just something to add a few extra steps in. And instead of relying on an elevator or escalator, try to take the stairs whenever you can. And this can modestly strengthen your legs and get your body moving quite a bit more. So it will burn extra calories and tone your leg muscles. Another idea is to stand on one leg while brushing your teeth. So not only are you multitasking and working to do a couple different things at a time, it'll also help to improve your balance. And also try walking faster. Power walking helps to blast fat, and then it'll get you to your destination sooner. So if you combine that with parking farther away from the door, you won't be taking up any extra time out of your day. And then you want to stretch every day. Studies have shown that in addition to enhancing flexibility, stretching makes you stronger and increases endurance. And lastly, a good way to get started is to go see your doctor. They can do preventative screenings to make sure that you are healthy, give you recommendations for exercises that are suitable for you in your fitness level and what you should and shouldn't do. So that's probably the simplest thing that you could to get started, but it's pretty important. So now that we're organized, we found a little extra time in our days, and have some ideas on how to get started exercising, let's talk about improving our diet. So getting started, we've all heard drink more water, but how many of us actually put it into action? Drink a big glass of water upon waking up in the morning, and then keep a bottle with you throughout the day. By always having water on hand, you'll be less likely to drink soda or sugary beverages, which can save you a ton of calories. And bonus, staying hydrated can help you keep focused during your busy day. And then you want to plan ahead. I know we talked about planning out what your meals are going to be, but maybe on Sundays add in to your schedule an hour or two for prepping snacks and meals to get you and your family through the week. I know a couple hours might seem like a long time, but it'll save you quite a bit of time during the week when you're heading home from work and your choice is, well, I could stop here and pick up dinner, or it's just as easy to go home and make, I don't know, say fajitas when you have all the peppers and onions and sliced and your protein's already cooked, all you have to do is heat it up, and then you have a healthy meal at home, which not only, came out to the same amount of time that night, but quite a bit healthier. And also for the easy snacks, if they're already prepped, kids get home from school, all they have to do is grab that instead of, something frozen or that they probably shouldn't be eating anyways. And then once you do have all your snacks prepped and ready to go, remember to carry them with you. If you have them in your purse, your car, your desk, it's a lot easier to grab a handful of almonds and a piece of fruit that you have prepared, and healthier than going to the vending machine and getting a Coke and a bag of chips. And another great way to get started is to learn how to cook, so that way you can eat at home. And by cooking, you'll have control of the quality of ingredients that you're cooking with, and then you can adjust recipes to make healthier ingredients. So if you like chicken parmesan, which is deep fried with a whole bunch of cheese, you could try a baked version of it instead of deep frying the chicken, and use low-fat cheese. That kind of stuff's not an option at a restaurant, but it's something that if you're cooking, you can make the adjustment at home. So you'll be eating healthier, you'll have healthier ingredients, you'll save money because you're not dining out, and you'll boost your self-esteem, whether it's feeling better because you did make dinner and ate healthy, or because you learned a new skill. And let's talk about some practical tips, because I know all of us, you sit here and think, yes, it would be great to grill a piece of meat and have some really healthy veggies, but some nights standing there and cooking, or even the 10 minutes it'd take to do that, just feels like too much effort. So an idea is to use your microwave. I know a lot of us microwave meals conjure up images of frozen vegetables and, kind of some weird looking meat and going back to the 50s. But the microwave can do a lot more than just heat up TV dinners. You can look up recipes to make a quiche in a mug, or oatmeal or quinoa. You can make them as a breakfast. You can even cook salmon in the microwave. So it's something that's not complicated, and the prep work is usually pretty minimal. Also look up 3-ingredient meals or 5-ingredient meals. A lot of chefs on Food Network are trying to come up with simpler ideas for people. So they have ideas out there. I know when you think 3-ingredient meal, peanut butter and jelly sandwich comes to mind. But, there's an entire world of easy, delicious combinations. You could make a stuffed sweet potato. There's pancake recipes that are pretty simple, or chili. And 3 ingredients is minimal grocery shopping and prep. And depending on what you choose, you can get a lot of flavor out of them. And then you want to try to fill up on iron. Not eating enough iron can cause fatigue and even depression, which will lead to less energy to exercise or to get out. So keep your energy high by eating things like oatmeal, lentils, lean meats. And an added bonus to extra iron is that it boosts muscle strength, which can make it easier to get through the workday and your workout. And then try some soups and stews recipes. Besides being one of the healthiest comfort foods out there, soups are a great way to save time and money. So what you can do is make a large batch at the beginning of the week or over the weekend, and then freeze leftovers in single-serving Tupperware, and then you can thaw it as needed. And don't worry about getting bored, because there's, the options to healthy soup recipes are pretty endless. And as we talked about, prep on the weekend for seamless weeknight meals. If you like salads, chop all your veggies, cook up your protein. You can even make your own homemade salad dressing with healthier ingredients. And that way, when you are hungry, whether it's you're running out and you want to take something quick for lunch, or if you're looking for an easy dinner one night, assembling it all will only take a few minutes. Smoothies are also a great way to fill up. And they offer tons of nutrients, and it's not a lot of effort. And then to make things really easy, you can divide up your berries, spinach or sweet potato, whatever kind of veggie you want to add, protein powder, any non-liquid ingredients, put them all in a Ziploc, and then when you're ready, all you have to do is dump them into your blender. You can also divide them all up for the coming week and freeze them. And then next, there's the amount of conflicting data about whether or not coffee is good for you is enough to confuse anyone. But there are some facts that don't go disputed. Getting a daily dose of coffee helps to rev up your metabolism and provides a much needed energy boost in the morning. And then to, keep your wallet healthy too, try making your coffee at home, or bring in a French press and keep it at your desk. And that way you can make some at any time of the day. And you always want to remember to eat mindfully. With deadlines rearing their ugly heads, we often end up, just scarfing down meals in front of computer screens, hardly remembering to breathe, let alone be mindful of how our bodies feel. So no matter how stressed you are, try to slow down, breathe between bites, and take note when you're full. And odds are you'll end up eating much less, and you'll feel better too. And next, the only thing better than a slow cooker is one you can control with your smartphone. So they now have crock pots out there that you can control with your phone and make anything from soups to meat to oatmeal. And all you have to do is throw them in. Another idea is to let someone else do the legwork. And what I'm talking about is companies like Blue Apron or Plated. There's a lot of them out there that your groceries are delivered to your door in perfect proportions. And while some recipes can be a little bit more complicated, everything's already divided out for you, and you don't have to dig through cookbooks or online to try to find new recipes. And then try to add veggies to everything. Spinach in smoothies is a pretty common addition, but you could try sweet potato brownies, mashed cauliflower. When baking dessert, look for a way to add veggies to morning muffins or macaroni and cheese. Try to sneak nutrients into otherwise ordinary eats. And then it's a smart way to multitask with your meals. And then when hunger does strike, it's easy to opt for a less healthy option, and packaged foods are chips are the only thing in sight. But they won't keep you full for very long. So you want to avoid snack urges by loading up on high protein meals. And these will help to fill you up and keep you satisfied for a few hours. And then keep a secret stash of snacks. Schedule changes and delays are inevitable. So sometimes your 30-minute lunch window can disappear completely. So while grabbing a slice of pizza isn't necessarily a bad option, having an emergency snack supply is healthier and ensures you always have something on hand. So while you're making your snacks and prepping over the weekend, make sure you keep a stash nearby always. And then, while juice may seem like a healthy breakfast option, it's fruit, but store-bought varieties are often packed with hidden sugars and have little nutritional value. Since the juices don't have the fiber content, and then they have added sugars, most places that have juice will have bananas or apples on hand. So if you choose one of those, it's like having a glass of juice, but you're also getting the added fiber, or if you're having an apple, you get the added nutrients from the skin. It's just a better option. And then bring your own lunch. Preparing and packing lunch might feel a little time intensive, but it'll help you to make healthier choices. And try to stick to simple ideas like veggie wraps or salads with quinoa, or one of those prepackaged individual soups that you made from your leftovers. And then there's no morning cooking necessary. And you want to try to outsmart the menus. When you're eating out or even having things delivered, it's easy to opt for something that's not quite as healthy as you would like. So try to check out menus online and see what the best options are. They'll give you calories and different nutritional facts to them usually. And then try to choose something that's veggie-based and comes with a lean protein. And lastly, individuals who consume an adequate amount of fiber are shown to maintain a healthier weight or even lose weight easier than individuals with a low fiber diet. So to increase that, you want to try whole grain, fresh fruits and veggies, beans, legumes. And then if you are trying to increase your fiber intake, it is important to do so slowly and make sure you're getting adequate water. So I've thrown a lot of information at you with practical tips and how to get started eating healthy, but we're just going to go over some easy diet changes that you can do. So if you're not ready to go all in and really go for the heavier choices, some easy updates are skip the creamer and drink your coffee black. It'll help to cut calories from cream and sugar and all of that. Try avocado on your toast instead of butter because it's a good source of healthy fat and a mainstay on the superfood list. Try to opt for fruit if you want something sweet instead of candy. Because candy is processed sugar, high fructose corn syrup, whereas fruit contains the natural complex sugars and are also rich in fiber and different vitamins. Try to eat whole wheat bread instead of white. Whole wheat bread is higher in fiber, which helps with your digestion. And look for other healthier carbs. Whole grains like brown white rice instead of white, quinoa, colorful veggies, beans, nuts, seeds, things like that. If you shop on a full stomach before grocery shopping, you'll be less likely to buy unhealthy foods. And if you start your day off with a tall glass of water with lemon in it, it can help boost your immune system because of the vitamin C and encourage digestion. And many people feel tired because they're dehydrated. So an easy way to, wake yourself up in the morning is to drink more water. But you do want to remember that lemon has citric acid, which can erode tooth enamel. So maybe try drinking it with a straw or not a plastic one. We know how everybody feels about that now. Maybe a paper one. And then rinse your mouth afterwards to avoid the citric acid effects. You can do a refrigerator makeover. And this just means try to put the healthier foods in front. So that way, when you open the fridge and you're looking for something, the indulgent foods aren't the first thing you see. So instead of putting your fresh fruit and veggie in the crisper, try to put them in clear containers at eye level. And then you want to eat seasonally. And then by doing this, you'll get the most nutrients out of your food because it's at the freshest point. So try to visit your local farmer's market, and that'll help to make eating seasonally easy. And then talk to the farmers and get to know the vendors. They can help to direct you. Cut out soda or soft drinks, and that's going to reduce or cut your calories substantially. So research has found that people who drink water instead of soda consume 225 fewer calories a day, which is the equivalent of one soft drink. So in a year, that adds to 82,000 fewer calories, which could amount to a weight loss of 24 pounds a year. And you want to remember to treat yourself occasionally. Set all the fiber, water, veggie, and spice talk aside from time to time. And remember, it's okay to treat yourself with those unhealthful items sometimes that bring joy to your life. Whether this is a chocolate candy bar or a slice of pizza. Enjoy life's pleasures and indulgences in moderation and in the recommended serving sizes. Next, we're going to talk about stress and ways to relax, because stress can take a toll on our health and contribute to many health issues, such as high blood pressure, heart disease, obesity, diabetes. So relaxing is a good way to get a little bit healthier. A lot of people swear by meditation. And it can help you relax in just 20 minutes a day. You want to turn off your phone from time to time because occasionally unplugging can help stressed individuals achieve a more complete relaxation. Read a book, expand your knowledge, reduce stress, and briefly cut ties to the internet. Stretching every day, because in addition to enhancing flexibility, stretching makes you stronger and increases endurance. And you always want to find time to smile, laugh, and relax. There's evidence that smiling and laughing helps to release endorphins and hence make us feel better. Our well-being can also be improved if we pay it forward. Doing something positive for somebody else. Or even telling them something positive will help not only the other person, but, making someone else smile makes us feel better about ourselves. And the last thing that we're going to cover is how to stay motivated, because we all lose motivation sometimes, and while we're trying to replace bad habits with good ones, one bad day and you want to go back to what's comforting. So we're going to talk about some ways to help keep you motivated so you don't fall into old habits. So if you're looking for some quick motivation, read about your health, whether it's clicking on an online article, scanning health news headlines, or even keeping a motivating or interesting body book on your nightstand. Reading about health and fitness can help keep your head in the game by keeping healthy living on the top of your mind. And this in turn helps you to make better decisions without really having to think about it. Get your friends and family involved. In the spirit of maintaining a healthy work-life balance and social network, find physical activities that you can do with your friends and family. This could be hiking, bicycling, kayaking, exercise classes, whatever you like to do to exercise, try to share it with someone. And by incorporating your loved ones into your exercise, it's a great way to maintain an active lifestyle while staying connected with them. And it's much easier to miss or disregard a workout if you are going alone. Whereas if you have someone counting on you or looking forward to spending time with you, you're more likely to stick to it. And then you have to feel positive if you want to exercise. And fresh air is full of feel good negative ions, which boost oxygen flow to the brain. And if you can, combine it with exercise, like a brisk walk. So you feel better, and then the activity boosts your endorphins and energy. And you want to set yourself up for success. Aim for one small, specific, healthy eating goal at a time, or just health goal in general. And then reward yourself when you meet it. So don't try to make too many changes at once. If you set a big goal, it's going to seem overwhelming. Choose small goals, post reminders where you can see them every day, and reward yourself when you do meet them. And the reward should be something that won't derail your hard work. So like a massage, or if your goal was to lose 10 pounds, maybe it's a new clothing, something that rewards you for being healthy. So that is our presentation for the day on how to fit healthy living into busier lifestyles. Does anyone have any questions or have anything that they would like to share?
Tori, I think this was a very impressive presentation, and if anyone who missed it, or even people who did were tuned in today, we have these recorded and we can always go back and look at them, but this was very comprehensive, and if we practice just a portion of all the different things that you talked about, we all can be, I think, a lot healthier. So thank you very much for all the research and effort that went into this.
Thank you, Brenda.